Hello. How you going, mate?
Thanks, how you doing?
Very well. What would you like? Does she know?
I don't know.
Would you like me to make you a lovely Hawaiian?
I would love that.
Ham and pineapple?
Sounds perfect.
Very easy. I'll go make it.
So, how did you get started in pizza making?
Well, I got involved with I was a butcher by trade, and from there I got involved with a pizza shop called Big Daddy's Pizza in Bayswater. Yeah. And I was there for about 5 years, pizza. And then I started opening up shops called My Mates. Yeah,
Okay.
so I used to look after all my mates. Yeah.
And does that have your big mates, like running with you, or is there more to it?
Well, absolutely. Well, I have two stories about that. So I have one story that because I had a pizza shop called Big Daddy's, and I had another shop called My Mates that I actually combined big mates.
Okay.
But the truth is I worked for my big mate. So I honoured it to God. So it's Big Mate's Pizza Shop, which I make every pizza with love. Yes. And if you see the logo, it says, "In love with pizza." Yeah. So obviously I had Big Daddy's Pizza Shop, and in 2001 I actually got held up in an armed robbery, which was a very traumatic experience. Is that what they say? Traumatic. And that changed my life. I mean, I was successful in Big Daddy's. I was pumping out 5,000 pizzas a week. It's a lot. But I was also very much engaged in the community. We're helping footy clubs, they're raising funds, and I was doing all that unconsciously, like I just did it. As you do in normal life, if someone needs something, I'm there to help them. But when I got held up in robbery, I literally started to recluse from life because I was, I don't know, I felt like everyone was here to rob me, and I felt that way. And so, yeah, I sort of started retracting, but I didn't want to be in the front of the counter. I couldn't serve you. I was like disengaged, if that makes sense. So from one point where I was at Big Daddy's, serving every customer, talking to people, and then now I don't want to talk to people, I'm nervous around people, and so I got more comfortable in that way. And anyway, so long story short, I finished with Big Daddy's, and then I went into My Mates, and I was totally depressed now. I'm running all around different shops to help people, but I just was depressed in myself. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do pizza. And then this one day, a homeless man turned up at the shop, and I thought, that's all I need was a homeless man, to come here and annoy me, because I don't want to be annoyed by anyone. And because I had this yep, and pardon? I've got a wall up, yeah. I had a nice wall up, and but then he come, and I just wanted to get rid of him, and I've just been honest, and I don't know why, I just didn't feel like I want him hanging around. So as soon as he walked in, I gave him a few dollars to get him out, and then again he turned up again the next day. I thought, oh, here we go, I've got a problem here. So I give him a few more dollars and send him on his way. I started thinking about him. I'm in the shop all day. I get to think about things, and I'm wondering what he was up to. And I find out he was staying behind the church here, and he was homeless. And I thought, he must be drinking. You assume all of these different things. But the third time he came in, I was ready for it. I had all these reasons why I wasn't going to give him money. I had all the reasons why I didn't want him in my shop. And the moment I sort of come at him, I said, what do you want the money for? And he goes, oh, just for food. And I go, well, I can make you pizza. I go, that's obvious. He goes, yeah, but I can't afford it. I go, that's okay, I'll make you pizza. I said, do you want a drink? And he goes, yeah, but I've got no money. And I said, fine, I'll make you a pizza and a drink. Go and take a seat out the front. So I made him his pizza, and I made him his drink. And so he's sitting out the front, and I was very conscious of him being there. And so I was out the back working away and sort of looking out, making sure he's all right. He's sitting out there just staring at his pizza, and I went and checked on him, and he was all good. He was just letting him cool down. And so I'm out the back of the shop, which is only a small shop right next door, and the next minute I hear the noise, this. And I thought, that old bugger, he's got his hand in my tip jar, he's stealing. So I come running out. I was running out thinking that he was stealing my tips. And here he was, this old man, shaking his little purse of every cent he owned into my tip jar. Yep. And it totally smashed me. Totally smashed. I wasn't expecting it. I was expecting the opposite, that he was stealing. And yet here he was emptying everything he owned. And he owned, that was it, what he had in his purse. And it wasn't much, but it was everything, you know. And I said to him from that moment, I said, Wayne, I said, whenever you want a pizza or a drink, you're welcome here. Didn't matter now. So sure enough, he turned up again the next day. And exact same transition. I said to him, Wayne, do you want a pizza? And he goes, yeah, but I've got no money. Greg, he knows my name. I said, mate, I told you yesterday, you're welcome to come anytime you want a drink or a pizza, you're welcome. And so I made him his pizza and I sat him out the front. It was like a rehearsal, you know. Next minute, I actually witnessed, he walked up and he shook his, and he emptied everything he owned in my. And I said, please, Wayne, stop, you don't need to do that. You don't need to do that, you know. And off he goes. Then the third time he did it was a couple of days later, and he did exactly the same thing. I said, please, Wayne, you're killing me. I didn't know why either. I didn't know why, but I knew it was really messing me up that he was doing that. I said, please, Wayne, don't put money in the tip jar, mate. I know how broke you are, you know. And he goes, well, is there anything else I can do for you? I'm going, a homeless man's asking me, is there anything he can do for me? I said, well, mate, grab a cloth. Don't worry, I've got him on a job. Grab a cloth, wipe down the tables, I'll give you a broom, you can sweep the floor. I said, I'll even pay you $5 to do it, and I'll feed you. But on one condition, you stop asking people for money around the shopping centre because they're all having a go at me for looking after you. So that was our condition. And from that, I had a real good friendship with Wayne. So you got to understand, from where I was at, I've all of a sudden now, not knowing it then, but I've got an opportunity to give, and I didn't realise it. Because what was happening, every time I looked after him, I started bouncing around the shops, you know, started feeling better. And I didn't know why. I didn't know why. And so like what Wayne did for me, he offered that opportunity for me to give. And so over these last 5 years, I started developing ways, how do I give to the community the way Wayne was? And that's how I developed the pizza card. How this works is, this is Wayne's legacy, I call it, because Wayne got the first free pizza from me, right? So the story unfolds now is that every person who's ever had a pizza through one of these vouchers is actually having one of Wayne's free pizzas. Because I wanted to continue what I was doing for Wayne, because every time I made Wayne a free pizza, I felt good. So then I go, how do I do that to the community? So I created this voucher. So the pizza comes absolutely free and I make it, and I get to make it, which is fantastic. I love it. And that's why I do it, because it builds my significance. Well, you better enjoy your pizza today, because you know I've made that with extra love.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yes, well, I'll be back.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. They say never underestimate the opportunity that you give to me when you allow me to give to you. The giver is more blessed than the receiver. A lot of depth in that.
There is, and it's very true.
I appreciate it, and even by you just kindly listening to me is your way of giving.
Well,
everything is.
well, thank you.
Appreciate it.